Hello again. Welcome back to Saltiness Isn't Bliss. Tonight I've got a fun, quick recipe for you. So tonight I am featuring party mix. So this is a snack favorite of many. There are a lot of different ways that you can make it and a lot of different things you can put into it. So tonight I'm going to show you a nice version that is still incorporating the same flavors and the same basic ingredients that are always in it, just a reduced sodium version. So I'm going to start with this seasoning packet. And believe it or not, this packet is not chock full of salt. However, I am going to do a half portion. So for whatever sodium content is in there, I'm going to cut that in half again just to eliminate any excess salt I don't need. I'm also going to blend that seasoning mix with some unsalted butter. So I am eliminating the salt there as well. I'm going to do about a tablespoon, so I've already cut that out here. So our very first step is to get a tablespoon of unsalted butter, drop it in a microwave safe dish, and then we're going to put it in the microwave until it melts. So I usually do it for about 30 to 60 seconds on power level 2. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. My butter is almost melted all the way, so that is 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. To that, I'm going to add half of my seasoning packet. So the packet itself is 0.62 ounces. I'm going to eyeball about half of that and just sprinkle it into my butter, my melted butter. Take a small whisk and just blend that together as best I can. So I'm pretty well blended through. That's about how that should look. And the reason I suggested to cook it in the microwave on a power level of 2 is to minimize and keep the butter from splattering everywhere. So next we're going, this is the fun part. We're going to add all the tasty treats, the goodies into that make our party mix our party mix. So we're going to create it. So I'm going to start with a corn square or corn chex cereal. Got about 2 cups here. Just going to dump that right in. To that I've got about half a cup's worth of unsalted cashews. So that is really the secret because the cereal has a lot of salt hiding in it. Everything else I'm adding has 0 sodium. So not only are we cutting down on the seasoning packet, we're using unsalted butter, we're using unsalted nuts and pretzels and everything else we're putting in. So that's how we can cut down on all the salt that hides in this tasty snack. Next, I've got about a 1/4 cup's worth of unsalted peanuts. Last but not least, I am going to put more than this. This is just what I had left in one of my bags. I was able to find unsalted pretzels. So these are fantastic to use in a lot of different things, but especially in this recipe. So I'm going to dump those in. I will probably end up putting about half a cup. I really like having the pretzels in there. I feel like they give it just such a nice added flavor to the mix. So there's what it looks like pre-mixed. So I'm just going to use a large spoon, mix that up really well. You want to make sure as you're mixing it, you're coating everything as best you can. And the dog's going to get that pretzel that got away from me. You want to make sure that you are coating everything so you're grabbing from the bottom where all that seasoning is and you're just coating everything evenly. And you'll start to see the coat on top of everything. And once that's all blended and when you look in the bottom of your bowl, if your bowl's clear and you don't see any more liquid or seasoning mix with the butter, that's when you know you're good to go and it's ready to go in the microwave. So I'll be right back. So I've got a nice light coat of that buttery mix on top of all of my tasty treats within my mix here, my party mix. This is now going to go in the microwave anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes on high. I like to start anywhere between 2 and 3 minutes, give it a really good stir, see where I'm at, and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for 3 minutes, and I will be right back. All right, guys, our mix is fresh out of the microwave after 3 minutes on high. So you can see that starting to get some burnt pieces in there and some real browned edges on parts of the corn chex cereal. That's great, that's what we're going for. So we want to give that a really good stir. And then the next thing we want to do that's going to tell us how far along we are in cooking is we want to pick up one of the pieces of cereal and give it a squeeze. If you hear and feel that crispy crunch, that's when you know that you're good and you're done. You don't need to cook it any longer. Because the thing is, you don't want to undercook it, because if you don't cook it long enough, you're going to end up with kind of mushy, soggy chex from that buttery mixture that was on it. So I'd say we're pretty good here. So our next step is to get a baking sheet, line it with a piece of wax paper, and we're just going to gently pour this out onto the paper. Get all of your little scraps out of the bowl. And then just kind of spread that out on there. I like to use the back of the spoon because it's very hot. And now we're just going to let it cool. Once it's completely cooled, you can figure out what kind of container you want to store it in, and that's pretty much it. But stay tuned because I do have a surprise ingredient I'm going to add at the very end. But there's how that looks on the sheet. So I'll probably let that sit and cool for at least 10 to 20 minutes. And then I will fill you in on my secret ingredient at the end. Alright guys, very last step here with our homemade party mix, and that is to put it in a bowl. So my trick is I just kind of pull the wax paper up like that and take one end, just pour it right in. So now it's all in my bowl there. My last and fun secret ingredient is peanut butter M&Ms. So I actually don't normally put this in there. I had some in the pantry and I thought that would make a fun pop of color, fun added flavor. So I just dumped about a quarter or half a box in. Mix that up. There you go. Fun little snack or treat to complement whatever else you're eating, or eat it by itself. So thanks so much for joining me in the kitchen. I will see you next time.